In this video help, I'm going to discuss the expense screen. Let's go there. The expense screen is kind of unique in this application in that it is also used in the expense ledger. There is also an income ledger and a purchase ledger. These are all used to summarize all income and expenses and then give you a balance sheet, and it can be done as a report that you can sort by the period, either a day, week, month, year, whatever, in a find. So it's a very versatile way of being able to take the information from your monthly income and expenses and work them as a report. This particular screen, the expense monthly screen, is set up by month. In this case, this is the April 2014, showing the sum of the expenses for the month and also the sum of the balance of unpaid, as you can see by these two items that are not paid here. The individual expenses, you create a new record to start the whole process. It'll automatically assign the next numerical number to the expense ID, which shows up here and down here. You go ahead and make your date entries. As you add new expenses, you put in the actual expense type, and this can be edited using the expense type at the very top of the screen. You can go to the expense screen and add by adding a new record and then typing in this field and then clicking anywhere outside of it, it'll save that. Then you can return to the expense screen. Now the purpose of having this kind of an edit is that these will be scrollable in the iPad and you won't be able to edit in the actual field, but you can use the expense type screen to add a new kind of a cost that you may be running into as far as expenses are concerned. For the test data, I did not include any vendors or parties to which these are being paid. So you would be adding that in here, so you would have a running data list of all the locations or people that you paid related to these expenses. All you have to do to add an expense is add the amount due. And in this case, if you do not have a payment prepared, you would leave it blank and it would show up in the sum of balance due. You can go to the end of any row and you can click on this and add your notes here about the line item in that row as far as notes that you want to keep. And also within the expense portal, you can go over here, and this is the portal where the notes will be shown, and you can do a find in this area to find particular records by the individual charges like electric. In this particular case, what you would do is you could do a find for, say, all electrical bills, and then you can go ahead and then go through those bills to see what they balance on month-to-month basis. And you can take some notes as far as something like average bill or actual usage issues and so forth. Going back to the expense sheet, the summarization of the information is the most important part of the report. This information will be provided in a list view and then summarized so you can see the actual expenses on a month-to-month basis. There are some other things on here. Now it shows the print invoice, which is really for the invoice for sales, the daily sales by store, by product, and inventory by store. These are just other things that you can run if you need to review them. Now, this is a custom application, so if you have custom requirements where you want to modify this, you can do that before you purchase it, and I can customize the exact reporting for expenses the way you need them. There is also a show to hide menu button where you can show and hide the menus in the screen that are at the top and bottom of the screen, like on the iPad or on the cloud. There is a list view. The expense ledger will be covered separately. That is a set of screens that I talked about, and you can review your expense ledger and see how it all comes up. And it's actually a report, so it's going to report by these categories and payments in that report. If you have any questions, please contact me on Skype or send me an email about the function of this particular screen.